Hi team, welcome to Cloud Pandit. In this Microsoft Fabric Master Program, so in today's session, this is hands-on where we'll be creating our first Lakehouse in the Microsoft Fabric. So let's quickly talk about what is Lakehouse for a minute, then we will be jumping into the hands-on. So traditionally, organizations have been building the modern data warehouses for their transactional and structured data analytical needs. So here emphasizing the point, data warehouses are using for transactional and structured data analytical needs. We also have the semi-structured and unstructured data analytical, right? So those and for semi and unstructured data analytical needs, we are using the Lakehouse data lakes. But now what happens is sometimes we are ended up in storing the same data in the data lake and in the warehouse, which basically creates a total cost will be increased due to this data duplication. The jobs will run in parallel and there is some kind of a separation between the lakehouse and warehouse. But is there a place where we can able to combine this warehouse and lakehouse and removing the duplicates and for reducing the cost? Yes, we have the fabric where we can able to combine the warehouse and the lakehouse within the one lake. Okay, within the one lake we can have a warehouse and lakehouse. So how we can able to create these things, that is what we are going to discuss now. So there are a lot of advantages that we have, how we can able to create the lakehouse within the one lake, that is what we will be discussing. So with this fabric unification of data store and the standardization on the delta lake formats, basically it allows us to eliminate the isolation like silos, removing the data duplications, drastically reduce the total cost of the ownership, meaning we are maintaining everything at a single place. With the flexibility offered by Fabric, you can implement either lakehouse or data warehouse architecture or combine them together to get the best of both with a simple implementation. Yes, whatever you want, you can take it. You want good things from warehouse, good things from the lakehouse, you can just take and make use of those things within a one lake. Okay, so let's not waste any time. Let's quickly jump into the hands-on lab. So if you look at here, so this is my Microsoft Fabric app, right? So now let's move on to the one of the experience. If you look at this experience, in order to create the lakehouse, right? First, we need to decide in which workspace we need to create it. That's why go to workspace. If you see this, my workspace is the workspace which will be available by default. I want to create a new workspace. Click new workspace. We discussed how we can able to create the new workspaces and all. So my workspace, workspace for demo. Okay, apply. So if you want to know more about the workspace settings, etc., you can just go and watch our workspace video where we have done complete hands on the workspace. Now, once the workspace is ready, click on this new where you will see the different artifacts that you can able to create, right? Now you just click on the lakehouse because lakehouse is the one which we wanted to create, we are interested in. So you can say my lakehouse underscore demo, then click create. So very important point is, you once you create the lake house, wait for a minute. Wait for a minute, okay? Why I'm saying wait for a minute? See, it just created the my lake house demo and it opened, right? So I don't want to show you this because at this moment you need to understand the background about my lakehouse demo, right? What all things it is creating, how these are dependent, etc. Then we will come back here. We will see how to create folders, upload data, etc. Right? Now go to workspaces. You will see my workspace demo. You can click on this, or you can see the tab is already open for our new workspace which we created. If you click on this, I just created a lakehouse, but backend it is also creating the SQL endpoint. If you click on this, refresh, very soon you will be also seeing the data sets. Let's wait for some 30 seconds. Yeah, so if you can wait for some 30 seconds to 1 minute, you will be able to see SQL endpoint will create automatically, data set will create automatically. What are these? When you create a lakehouse, whatever data you are uploading in the lakehouse, to query that particular data, we have something called SQL endpoint, we can use this SQL endpoint to query the data that we have uploaded in the Lakehouse. Whatever data we loaded into the Lakehouse, on that particular Lakehouse, we can apply the queries to calculate some kind of a sales by store, sales by locations, different calculations that we can able to do using the SQL queries. Now, using this SQL endpoint, there is a data set also created. What is this data set? This data set we can able to use within the pipelines, we can able to use within the Power BI for consuming this particular data and for creating the reports. Let's see the dependence, how these are connected, right? If you click on this lineage view, it will show you how these are connected. If you see this particular lakehouse we have, from the Lakehouse SQL endpoint is created. From SQL endpoint, you can see here we have a data set, meaning data set is basically created with the help of SQL endpoint, and SQL endpoint is created with the help of the Lakehouse, Now what we can do, we can just move on to this Lakehouse. Okay, so we can just click on this, then click open Lakehouse. You will see the tab which is opened when you create the Lakehouse. Automatically this tab is open, right? This is the place where we are now. Now what you can do, you can just click on these files, right? If you see here, you have a files. If you just upload the file directly like this, what happens is file will be uploaded here. Okay, 1 second. What you can do is, I think set -, you can just go to credit data.csv, just upload this. Okay, so the data is uploaded, where you can see, just to refresh it, you will see directly data will be shown here. 1 second. Yeah, if you click on the files, it's showing. Now I don't want to upload the files like this. I want to create some subfolders and I want to upload the data. In that case, you click on this, click new subfolder. Let's say I'll be talking about the global, okay, slash India slash landing slash first data created. So there are lot of subfolders I created. Under global India I created, under India landing, under landing first data I created. Okay, you can create one by one also. It is time consuming, that's why I just created everything at once. Now we are here. Now you just click on this, click upload a file or folder, whatever you want to upload. You can just select that. Let's say here I'll be saying credit2.csv, upload this. Now you can see this particular file will be uploading in this particular folder. Now what else you can do, you can just refresh it. If something is not showing, you can just delete this container, you can rename this particular custody data folder, you can create a subfolder. So shortcuts we will discuss. Okay, so all these things we can able to do. If you want to know more about this file, you can just click on this. You can see, you can rename this file, you can delete this file, you can know about the properties of this file. So if you want to create a table from this particular file, so that you can able to query, right? So you can just say that new table, and table name is also just a credit. Okay, so what you can do, just click load. Now what happens in these tables, you are not seeing anything in these tables, right? Now you will be able to see the one table. Okay, because we are loading the credit2.csv to the table called credit table. So that particular credit table will be available on the tables. Let's quickly see. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so if we see the message, it says successfully created a credit table. Now you can again refresh it once. Here there is a refresh, you will be able to see the credit table. Now what you can do, from the Lakehouse you can switch to the SQL endpoint. Now on this top, I just switch it to the SQL endpoint from the Lakehouse. Now we can able to see this particular credit table. What I can able to do with this credit table are, there are two things. Again, just click on the new SQL query. Very one bad thing for all of us is it is a case sensitive, but our SQL is not case sensitive, but here this is a case sensitive. You need to be very careful when you are querying the data. Select star from creditor. You can just run this. So you can see all the credit data that I have in that file. I am able to see this here. Okay. Next, let's say I am not good with SQL. Okay, I'm not good with the SQL. So what I want is basically I want to create some kind of a visual queries, right? So visual queries means you can just click on the new visual query. Okay, so what you can do is you can just bring this particular table to this particular canvas. Okay, so once you brought this particular table into the canvas, so for example, if you don't know SQL also, it will be very easy, right? What you can do, you can bring it to using visual query without writing any queries. Now automatically it will show you all the data that you have. Let's say I want only few columns, I don't want all, then just click place. You can say choose columns. Okay, I want to choose a column. Which columns I want? I don't want credit ID. Just click OK. You will be able to see this. Let's say I want to apply some kind. I want to uh, apply some kind of filter. I want to reduce the rows. Okay, keep top rows or keep duplicates, or I want to filter the rows. Yes, I want to filter the rows. Just to select this, so go to advanced filter where you can able to see so how you want to apply the filter. So the filter can be like this, right? Credit type must be a master. Okay, and the credit score should be greater than 400. I am giving. Okay, just click OK. Now you will be able to see wherever we have a credit card type is master and credit score greater than 400, right? So you can see only master wherever we have credit score is more than 400. Like this, you can also write the visual queries. You can download the Excel result, visual result, anything you can able to. Let's go back to the new query, right? So in this query, sorry, if you go to the SQL query one here, okay, you have seen all this data. You can just query this particular data once again. So you are able to see this data. Now I want to download this data. How you can able to download this data is you can just select this query, then click download Excel file. So what you can do, continue. What happens now is basically it will prepare the Excel file and it will download the result in the Excel file. Okay, so similarly I want to create a visualize results, meaning I want to create some kind of what you can do is you can create some reports out of this, right? So just click on the visual results to create a reports out of this. Click continue. So building a data set. Okay, so now what you can do is you can just, let's say here this is my result. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just saying that by card type, so just to bring the card and the sum of credit scores. Okay, so if you see master 6508, visa 6508, total credit scores, when I submit, this is how the things are showing. Okay, so like this you can also create a reports and you can save these reports. Okay, so for now I am not saving reports, and you can see manage Power BI data set. So this video is already little lengthy, so I'm just stopping here, but in the next session we'll continue to see how we can upload the data from the various sites, right? From the GitHub, how we can able to load the data into the Lakehouse, and whenever some new data loaded into the GitHub, this should be refreshed every day at particular time. It has to refresh. How we can able to refresh this? So all these things we'll be discussing very quickly. Let me talk about few more things which is very important to know. If you click on this, right, so here you have a filters. If you have multiple lake houses, if you want to filter out for particular thing, just click on the lake houses. It will show you lake houses. Okay, so based on particular timestamp, if you want to filter out, okay, so based on particular timestamp, if you want to filter out, you can just see the refresh. Okay, so based on the refresh or based on one or type, you can able to do this. And if you want to upload any data, you can also upload from here. And if you want to create any application for creating your application, right, using your data sets, whatever data that you have, with the help of this data set, if you want to build any application, you can build. If you want to give access to any group or any people, you can just use the manage access. Then you can just click on this is the workspace settings. So basically workspace settings and all I discussed as part of the workspace. Okay, So that's all, team. So if anything is missed, we will be covering in the next session. Thank you all. That's all for today. So I request all of you to subscribe our YouTube channel and support me, team. Thank you all. That's all for today.